Okay, so let's finish setting up these apps. There are two left. We have Hurify and Receiptful. So Hurify is an app that adds a countdown timer on your product pages. Now, this is optional, okay, but I recommend adding it. You can try it out for yourself and see if it helps your store conversions. I notice a difference whenever I use it. So basically, by adding this countdown timer, it just adds a little bit of pressure and scarcity to the page and the customer, so they feel the need to hurry up and get the deal before it's gone. Now, Receiptful, what this does is it sends the customer a beautiful looking professional receipt. Okay, and on that receipt it has their order information, it has your store logo, and at the bottom of it it also has two items that it randomly picks from your store inventory as upsells. So it says, thank you for your purchase, here's all your information, and would you also be interested in this item or one of these two items? Okay, so let's go head on over to the App Store and install Hurify. Visit Shopify App Store and type in Hurify. Hurify countdown timer. So it's $6.99 a month and you get a free 2-day trial. And it's really simple. So let's just click on Get. Install app. And it looks like it's going to make me enter in my billing information to have a credit card on file before I can install any paid apps. So let me go ahead and do that. Now you will also have to have this information in there after your free trial period is over anyway, so Shopify can bill you. So it is better just to get it over with as soon as possible, and if you're going to decide to use these paid apps, you definitely have to input that information. So let me pause the video and input this information really quick. Okay, so I entered that information and then I hit save and it brought me to this screen. So now you'll hit approve. After 2 days it will charge me $6.99 every month. So click approve charge. And then before we set this up, we need to add a product. So let me go ahead and add a test product really quick here. So to do that, I'll go to products. And I will get into how to actually add a product in a different video, but for now, to show you how this app works, I'm going to add a quick product here, and I'll pause the video so you don't have to watch me do it. Okay, so I added a product really quick. I just used the logo, the store logo, as the product image. Here's the title of my product, and I priced it at $0, and it's a $20 discount. And then here's the add to cart button. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put that countdown timer on the page. So what you do is you go to the product page itself, which is right here, and I just added these things. And again, I will get into how to add a product on here correctly in a different video. So you'll go up to the top here, and if you click these three little dots, you can see manage countdown timer. So for the days, hours, minutes, and seconds, this is how long you want the promotion to run. And this resets automatically. So I always like to set it between 1 and 5 days. So I'll say 3 days, and make sure you do put a number in every one of these. Don't leave it at 0. For some reason, if you leave them at 0, it can mess it up. So just put really anything you want. 12 hours, 1 minute, and 20 seconds. It doesn't matter, but just change it from 0. And now we'll select one of these. We'll do the sold, left in stock, scarcity number, decreasing. Let's go ahead and just keep it static. And let's display the progress bar, display the timer bar, and hit save. Let's see if that was correct. So let's go back over here. Sometimes you have to wait a minute. It doesn't show up all the time right away, and then sometimes it does. There it is. Okay, so 3 days, 12 minutes. 0 or 12 hours, 0 minutes, and 18 seconds. So you'll see this bar is counting down underneath the product. Now, if you want to add a little more text to this, where'd it go now? On top of this bar right here, you can change the way these countdown timers look. So you can add a inventory, even though maybe you have 300 available, you can make it have a little bit more scarcity by putting the number at, say, 50. And then I'll save this product real quick. So now there's 50 in stock, and I selected Shopify tracks this product's inventory. Okay. Now, if you go back to the countdown timer up here, you can display the progress bar left in stock text. Okay, so that is what I had selected already. And then once you go to the page and refresh it, and there it goes, it's switched. Okay, so now it will say hurry, only 50 left in stock. Now when somebody purchases one, it'll say only 49 left in stock. So you can change that to either say hurry, only X amount left in stock, or you can have the sale ending at a specific time. So if you go to the App Store by clicking apps in your installed section, your installed apps, and click on Hurify, it'll take you to this page that you just saw a second ago. Now inside there it shows you the different options that you can have. Okay. And if you don't want to mess with any of that, just select option number 1 every time. Okay, and you can change the way this text shows up on this main page for Hurify, and you can even change the color of the countdown timer. So there's style 1, there's style 2, and style 3. Okay, style 3 is what it was on at first, and now you saw that it changed to style 1. I like how this style looks better, but you can use your own opinion. And whenever you are done, just make sure you click save right here. So let's see, hurry, sale ends in, hurry up, sale ending in. Let's select that one. I'll say save. Now I need to go back to the product, click on it, and since I'm changing this to the hurry sale ends in text, I don't need an inventory. So I'm going to undo this until it not to track an inventory, so it's unlimited. Basically what an inventory does is if it runs out, so if I had 50 sales and I told Shopify yes, track the inventory, then it wouldn't sell anymore. It wouldn't allow any more people to buy the product. So that is something, if you choose, you need to make sure you're logging in and watching the quantity remaining. So it's easier if you don't track inventory because it makes it unlimited. That's just a quick note about that, and again I'll get more into that when we actually put a real product on here. But let's go back to, let me save it real quick since I changed the inventory. And now let me go back to manage the countdown timer. And let's change this to, let's see, sold custom text only. That's kind of weird. Let's see if that is the option I needed. Okay, yes. So the custom text, they've recently just changed this layout. The guy that owns the app just updated it. So it looks like the custom text only is the one that puts on hurry up, sale ending in. So you could just keep it at that. Now the people that come to the site, the potential customers, will see that it's a limited time deal, and it gives them a little more incentive to make a buying decision. So now we just installed Hurify. So let's go ahead and install Receiptful, which we now need to go back to the App Store, visit Shopify App Store again, and type in receipt, and it should come up as the first one. And this is $0 a month, so this one's actually free. So the only one that's paid so far is Hurify. Now you can have an option to pay for Receiptful. I always use the free version. So just click on Get. install app, and it says all done. You have successfully installed Receiptful. So you don't need to do anything else on this page, okay? If you want to make a separate password for logging into the Receiptful app, you can change your password here, or just leave it blank and it's the same password as your Shopify store. So click I'm done. And now click on skip this step because you want to stay with the free plan, okay? So basically, real quick, what this does is if you have 50 Receiptful, when it sends out an email, what it does is it sends them a reminder, and it also sends them an email for an extra item that you can do. It's kind of like an upsell, but it's not as good as what I'm going to be showing you later in the course, so I'm not even going to get into it. But if you wanted to have it up the limit so it could get you 50 sales a month, then this is what this means, okay? So if this is working really great for you and you want to add that, then by all means you can learn more about the app on the App Store itself. But for now, just keep the free version. That's all you need. So click skip this step. Now your installation is done, so let's go to customize your template. And you'll be taken to this page, okay? So this is what the actual receipt looks like. It's a much nicer and prettier receipt for your customer. It makes you look very professional, which is why I really like this app. So what we want to do is come up here and edit things. Now obviously you don't want to keep this generic placeholder logo. You want to put your own logo in here. So let me grab that. And what I'm going to do is just copy the link from my logo on my Shopify store. So I'm right clicking and then I'm going to copy link address or copy image address, and then come back here, paste this in, hit save and close. Okay, there we go. Now sometimes that doesn't work, so if that didn't work for you, what you can do is simply hold your mouse over it so this little red X comes up and delete the logo. Come over here, drag the image up to this top gray bar where you'll see these green arrows pop up on the sides. Release it and then simply click there and select the logo that way. Okay, so now, hey David, thanks for your purchase. David will be replaced with the customer's name, so you can leave that alone. You can leave this alone, and this is what the receipt will look like. This is the item. Okay, this will be the last four of their card number. And now here you can give them a discount coupon. What I do is I don't even mess with this right now. So you can if you want, and you can look at the instructions on how to set this up. There is a lot of things you can do with Shopify. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible and show you the system that I use for myself. So I don't use this, but you're more than welcome to look into using it. And all you have to do is generate coupon codes, and you can do a little bit of Googling and research and figure that out. It's pretty simple, but I'm just not going to be teaching it right now. So this section I do keep though, and it's you may also like, and this is what I was talking about with them upselling other products. Okay, so you'll just keep this here, and these will be automatically generated from your store. You don't need to do anything. So when you're done setting this up, you just hit save, and now that template is saved. Now the next step is to set up the emails section of this. So click on settings. And right down here, you can see the subject line will be right here. So you can change that if you want. The date format is right here. Now, where it says, underneath all that, it says your emails from field can be configured in your profile. So if you click that highlighted word profile, it will take you over to the Receiptful profile page. Now, when you get to this page, there's not really much for you to do here. The only thing, if you want to change it, is you can put your store name in here. So right now it's set up as my Shopify store name, but if I was going to actually have my actual store name, I probably wouldn't want it looking like this, so I would change it to look nice, right? So I would keep it like that. Follow up or the from email is the email that you signed up with. You can change that if you want. I recommend keeping it the same so your customers don't get confused. And then if you go to your profile here, this is where you can also change your image. So simply click on it, select the image that you want, and that will change that for you, okay? Now the company name, again, you might want to make it look a little better. So I'll change it to that. And then here's your first name, and the rest of this is the information that you have in Shopify. So you can leave that all alone. Click Save Profile Information. Now, one thing I did notice here is the time zone is off. That's not a big deal, but I'll just go ahead and fix it right now. Where is Phoenix? Okay, so save profile information. And there we go. We are done setting up Receiptful. So that is it for the main apps that we need on our site. Okay, those are the recommended apps. There are tons of apps in the App Store, and you are more than welcome to look around and try different apps out if you want. Now, when we get into setting up the autoresponder, which is GetResponse, there is an app for that as well, and that is $5 a month. But I will wait until we are setting up the autoresponder to have you install that app and show you how to do that. So next, we're going to set up the shipping. Okay, so let's get into setting up the shipping. Now, shipping can get a little complicated, so just follow me and I'm going to show you how to set it up. There are a couple different things you can do here. I'm showing you the way I do it. This is not set in stone. If you have a better way, by all means, test it out. Try it. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing here. There are a million different ways that people are making money on Shopify. This is the system that I use, so just keep that in mind, okay? Now, we have our standard shipping rate, and we have express shipping, and then we have free shipping. Now, for standard and express shipping, there are always going to be two places you are going to be shipping from. You're going to be using AliExpress, and you're going to be using eBay. Okay? Now, if you're getting your free plus shipping items from eBay, most likely you are going to be having them from US retailers. So you're going to be labeling your shipping different, and this will make sense in a second. If it's AliExpress, it's coming from overseas, so I set that up the way I'm going to show you just so the customer understands that it's coming from overseas. Okay. Same with Express. Now, Express shipping only applies to AliExpress. Okay. Now, free shipping is for all other USA orders that are not free plus shipping orders. Okay, so this is every other thing in your store. So if a customer comes there and you have a $20 item in your store, it's a hot selling item, then you want to give them free shipping like I mentioned earlier, just because it increases conversions. So whether that shipping again is actually free or you included the shipping cost into the item price on your store, it doesn't really matter. So again, that doesn't mean it's the only way to do this. There are plenty of people who also are very successful having shipping on their site, but personally I found higher conversions when I offered free shipping. Okay, so that's what I do on all my stores. So let's go ahead and get into how to set up the shipping. Okay, so when you're in your store, come on over to Settings and click on Shipping. And right here you will see some shipping, the shipping zone, and a couple different shipping rates, but we are going to set up a lot more than this. Okay, you don't need to worry about the shipping labels. The only thing we're worried about is the shipping zone, and the only one we're worried about is the domestic zone right here. Okay, so now standard shipping we need to change. So click on the standard shipping and change that from a minimum weight of 1 pound to maximum weight of You can put 10 pounds if you want. Shipping cost, just whatever you want to make this. I always just put 465 or 495, I mean. Now, you really will never use this again unless you decide that you don't want to do free shipping. But still, set it up just to have it on your store. Okay, so click save. And now heavy goods shipping, since we made that 10 pounds, we really should edit that and make this 10 to 20 pounds or 11 to 20 pounds because the last one ended on 10 pounds. So click save. Again, personally, I never use these on my store. You might find a reason to use these two items, but I don't need to. So I'm just having you set them up so they are there just for looks at this point. But if you ever need them, you'll have them right there and you can edit them. So what we want to do now is click add shipping rate. The first rate we're going to set up is the free shipping. Okay? Actually, yes, but it's based on order weight, not free shipping. So what we're going to do is call it free shipping. Make sure that you don't mess up this, the capitalization. Now maximum weight is 0.0, or I'm sorry, minimum weight. Now maximum weight is also 0.0 and the cost is $0. Okay, so let me save that. Now what this did is every single item that I put when I'm adding a product on my site, there's a section that I can try to show you really quick so you understand. Oops. Products. Trying to do this without having to open up a million windows. Let me go back to my shipping. Okay, so let me click on my product here. Now if I scroll down, it has the shipping weight. If I set this to 0 and hit save, now it weighs 0 pounds and I have this checked, this product requires shipping. Okay, so this affects the shipping rate. This is where Shopify looks and says how much does the item weigh, how much do we charge. I said the item weighs 0 pounds, so Shopify would come over here and say okay, 0 to 0 costs $0. So if someone added that to their cart, it would say it's free shipping because that's what I labeled the rate. Okay, so now if you're doing the free plus shipping method though, we're giving the item away for free and we need to add shipping. So to do that properly, you're going to make every item on your store that's free plus shipping weigh a certain amount. So let me go back to this product. Now this is where it can get a little confusing, so hopefully this makes sense. There are two places, like I mentioned, that you will be getting your items from. The first one is AliExpress, which is overseas. Okay, the second one is eBay, which also sells overseas items, but they have a lot of sellers from the USA, and that's where most people get their items from when they shop on eBay. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is set up shipping for whether it's coming from overseas or whether it's coming from the USA, which is normally eBay. So let's say this product that I'm adding to my page, let's say I found it on AliExpress, so I'm going to have to ship it from overseas. Let's say all my items that come from overseas, I want to say they weigh 0.1 pounds, and I'm going to hit save. So now I said 0.1 is for items coming from overseas, so AliExpress. So I'm going to add a shipping rate and I'm going to base it on weight. I'm going to call it overseas shipping, and it helps if I could spell. Okay, overseas shipping, and in parentheses I generally like to put 15 to 40 day delivery time, or 15 to 40 day delivery, and I am not spelling or typing well at all right now. So people will know when they see that they're checking out that it's coming from overseas, because they'll see overseas shipping, and they'll also have an idea of how long they're going to have to wait for the product to get delivered. Okay, this will help a lot with customers saying, where is my product? Will it stop all of them? No. I wish it would, but there are a lot of people who still don't pay attention to this, and it's just the nature of the game. Okay, so you will still get emails from customers asking where their product is, and you'll just have to remind them, as I stated on the shipping page and the checkout page and the product page, because we will be putting it on there as well. This item comes from overseas, and you'll need to wait 15 to 40 days for delivery. 99% of the time, the customers are okay with that. Randomly, you'll get somebody who will say, I didn't realize that, I want a refund, and you just refund them. It's not a big deal. So, since we set our product weight to 0.1, we need to make sure the minimum weight here is 0.1, so 0.1, and the maximum weight, and this is the very important part, needs to also be 0.1. Now, the shipping cost, you can make whatever you want. Okay, I recommend starting at $6.95 for this is for the free plus shipping method. Now, people will do $9.95, $8.95. So really, you can test this. I tried $9.95 personally, and it killed my conversions. So I lowered it to $6.95. Actually, I lowered it to $8.95, $7.95, and I landed on $6.95. And I found this to be the kind of sweet spot where people are like, okay, $6.95 is fair, I'll pay that. And I had a lot better sales than at $9.95, because what happens is you tell people the item is free, just pay shipping, and you tell them it's $10 for shipping, which is also common. You'll see that a lot out there, and people they get irritated and they'll leave. So the first one is $6.95, so you'll hit save. Now, this is why it gets a little tricky, because what happens, I'm going to copy this really quick. What happens if the person comes to your page and they don't order just one item, they order 2 items of that same exact item? Okay, what happens is, if I put 2 of these in my shopping cart, it's going to weigh 0.2 pounds, because each one weighs 0.1. So we need to account for that in our shipping. So if someone orders 2, we need to set up a second one. So I call this overseas shipping 2. Everything else stays the same. Maximum weight is 0.2, or minimum weight, and then maximum weight is also 0.2. Now the shipping price needs to go up. It's 2 items. So you can either just simply double it each time. So you could do $6.95 plus $6.95 and charge them $13.90. What I do, and again, just because I do it doesn't mean it's the only way to be done, so pick your own way or follow mine, is I just charge $6 for every item above the first one. So I'll do $6.95 plus 6. Oh, that's not right. $6.95 plus 6 is $12.95, and then I round up. So I'll say, $13 for 2 items in the cart. Okay, 2 free plus shipping items in the cart. And then you just keep going down. I recommend going all the way up to at least 10 items. You will have people try to order more than 10 if they know what's going on, because if you only went up to 2, let's say, and someone ordered 3 items, well, now their cart weight would be 0.3, and there is no 0.3. So what it would do is go to the standard shipping rate here, and they would try to get them all for $4.95. If that ever happens, you simply refund them and tell them the max they can order is, and whatever you set this up for. So in this case, I would email them and say the max you can order at one time is 2. So if they tried to order 3, I would just refund them, tell them you can only order 2. So I recommend setting this all the way up to 9. So I'll go ahead and do that really quick, but I'll pause the video. I'm sorry, not 9, but 10. So let me go ahead and put this up to 10 items in the cart. Okay, I'm adding item number 10 right now. So there's one thing I want to point out. If you do decide to go up to 10, well, 0.10 is actually going to be 1.10. 0.0. Okay, because you're at 0.9, one more is going to make it 1. So if you do go up to 10, you can just keep it at 9 and not have this problem. But if you do go up to 10, I need to figure out really quick what I price this at. Where is it at? 55, so 61. 61. Okay, so if you do go up to 10, and I'll explain this in a second here, you need to make sure you change the standard shipping above 1 pound, because if it equals 1 pound, it'll charge $4.95. So just do possibly 2 pounds to 10 pounds is $4.95. Okay, or you don't even have to have that shipping rate again, but just make sure it's different from whatever you're putting on all of these. Okay, so now let me show you what I did here. So we have the original overseas shipping, which is the single item in the cart, is going to charge them $6.95. If they have 2 items in the cart, it's going to equal 0.2 pounds. It's going to charge $13. 3 items, $19. And I just go up $6 each time. And each shipping rate or number, rather items in the cart, I just add a number to it. So overseas shipping 4, which is 4 items in the cart. 5 is 5 items. 6, 7, 8, 9. All the way down to 10, which will equal 1 pound. Now, a lot of times, the average order you'll get is between 1 and 3. So you will rarely have people order this many, but it just depends on the product that you're selling and how hot it is and how much people want it. So that's how you set up for the standard overseas shipping. Now, on AliExpress, they have 2 shipping options. They have the regular one, which is 15 to 40 days, or they have the e-packet delivery, which is kind of like an express delivery, and it takes 5 to 15 days to be delivered, which is a nice difference from 40 days. So instead of always using ePacket, what I like to do is let people choose. So if they want the faster shipping, they need to pay for the faster shipping. Now on AliExpress, the faster shipping is, I think it's $3. So what I do, or I think it's $2 more. I think the seller, it's seller dependent, but a lot of them only charge a couple extra dollars for the e-packet delivery. So what I do is I add $3 onto every price of the same weight, which I'll show you in a minute if that's confusing. And they have an option they can choose between either standard overseas shipping or express overseas shipping. So I'll show you what I mean right now. So you'll need to do this for every single one you want to offer an express shipping for. Okay, now this is optional. You don't have to offer this express shipping, but I add it, so I'm just letting you see this. Okay, so now in this video we're going to talk about the last part of the shipping process, which is the eBay or USA shipping. So all orders that are being shipped out from the United States, okay? The reason we want to separate them is because if you're going to sell an item from the United States that's being shipped from the United States to your customer, you don't want them seeing or thinking that it's coming from overseas and it's going to take 15 to 40 days, right? So we need to set this up so that there are 2 different shipping rates and your products are labeled different on the back end. Your customer doesn't see this, but this will differentiate what the customer sees on checkout. So let's say for all your shipping from the USA, you already used 0.1 for AliExpress, right, which is the overseas shipping. So we need to do something different for products coming from the US. So let's just put a 0 in front of that. So now every product weighs 0.01 instead of 0.1, and it'll differentiate your shipping. So let me save that. And so now we need to add that a shipping rate here. So let's click on add shipping rate, and then we'll call this shipping and handling because it does need to be labeled different. Like I said, you don't want to label overseas shipping if it's not coming from overseas. So the minimum weight is now 0.01 instead of 0.1, and you need to do the same here, 0.01, and the shipping cost is still going to be $6.95. So now we hit save, and there it is right there, 0.01. Okay, so now you're going to do the same thing just as you did for the overseas. You're going to keep the same pricing, you're just going to label it different. So let's copy this, go add shipping rate again based on order weight. Let's call this shipping and handling 2 because this stands for there being 2 items in the cart. Put a 2 there, so 0.02. Shipping is going to be $13. And let's add another one. Overseas, or I mean shipping and handling 3. That's going to be 0.03, 0.03. Shipping is going to be $19. So you get the idea, and you just keep going down. So you'll have your overseas shipping and your regular shipping and handling for every order, all the way up to 0.9. Now with this method, if you're going to use eBay and AliExpress, you are most likely going to be stuck only going up to 0.9 pounds on both of them, because if you go to 0.1 or over, it gets a little tricky because you'll have to put the weight differently. It's possible, but it's very rare that people are even going to order that many unless they're trying to trick the system and order so many that you don't have a pricing structure set up for it, which will default back to the standard shipping rate of $4.95. And if that's a little confusing, when it happens, you'll understand when you see it happen. And again, all you have to do is just refund them and tell them, sorry, the most you can order is 9 items, or however high up you went here. Okay, so that's how you set up the shipping for overseas and the USA shipping, as well as the free shipping for all other items in your store that you're not doing free plus shipping offers with. Okay.